If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem. You lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
Yeah, well, in light of now our discovery that the Colorado attacker was actually here illegally because he overstayed a visa, I think that actually they have some ground to run with this, right? You cannot be over and over again defending people who are here overstaying visas, that are here, that are criminals that have been arrested and are supposed to be deported. I mean, that just doesn't really totally make sense to me, especially given what we know about our Constitution, right? And I've said this to you guys all day long. The feds trump, pun intended, state and local government on this one. Because in the Constitution, you can go right to the Naturalization Clause, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4. The Congress shall have power to establish a uniform rule of naturalization, okay? Naturalization, what does that mean, okay? That means people coming here. So Congress has the authority to determine who may become a citizen and by implication, who may enter and remain in the country. So as Tom Homan has said to AOC and to all of them, you guys don't like this? You change the law. But the way the law stands, the federal government has this power. Courts have consistently interpreted this over and over, and tons of examples to support that the feds have control over immigration laws, not just naturalization, by the way, immigration laws. And then you've got, well, basically the Commerce Clause, my favorite. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3, the Congress shall have power to regulate commerce with foreign nations. You know what? That clause can be used for a lot of things, including immigration. So immigration is interpreted as affecting foreign commerce, allowing Congress, therefore, to regulate and have jurisdiction over the movement of people, if you would. Jonathan Manson, thank you so much for your generosity. We appreciate it. We're growing here on the Trish Regan channel. I got more to say on that coming up. Allowing Congress to regulate the movement of people into the USA. You've also got the necessary and proper clause, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 18, quote, to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers. Well, this allows, you see, Congress once again to have that jurisdiction over immigration because you need those in order to enforce enumerated powers, right? Like the Naturalization and Commerce Clause, and it goes on. I mean, I hate to get into a civics lesson, but the Democrats need it. Migration and Importation Clause, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 1, which basically has already been used to determine that, yes, Congress actually has the authority to regulate and to restrict migration. And then the grand finale, you've got foreign affairs and national sovereign. These are the implied powers. And by the way, this came up in Arizona back in 2012. And what did the courts affirm? They affirmed that, yes, the federal government has full jurisdiction over immigration. Okay, so you know what, AOC, LaMonica, mayor guy from Newark, New Jersey, you guys don't like it, then you actually have to change the law. But the way it stands right now, Trump is trumping you all day long. Somebody ought to teach AOC this. Somebody besides Homan, though, he's so good at it, right? Remember this?
Through this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his family.
Mr. Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
So if you don't like it, you know what, you guys need to actually change the laws, but you're not going to change the laws. And the laws are the way they are because they're constructed in a way to actually enable us as a country to succeed economically, enable us as a country to protect ourselves, right? And if you can't actually protect yourself because you have no immigration policy or you don't enforce your immigration policy, then aren't you putting national security at risk? This is something that Caroline Leavitt actually said from her pulpit there yesterday, that basically national security is very much intertwined with immigration security. This is all kind of one and the same. So why is it that you have so many people, well, I guess we know it's all political, all over the country, all in blue states, by the way, saying, no, we're going to take this on. You know, we feel differently. It didn't used to be this way. I've showed you guys all the sound from Obama, from Clinton, everyone. Democrats actually used to be very much in sync with everyone else on the need for a strong border, but suddenly it's all changed to the point where you get the New Jersey governor, right, out there tempting the Fed, saying, hey, 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 come and get me. Look what I got. Watch.
I don't want to get into too much detail, but there's someone in our broader universe whose immigration status is not yet at the point that they are trying to get it to. And we said, you know what, let's have her live at our house above our garage. And good luck to the feds coming in to try to get her.
Ooh, okay. That was a bit much, don't you think? Kind of tempting fate, if you would. Well, he did. And shortly after making that statement, got Alina involved. So again, she's all over this. She's already opened an investigation into the governor of New Jersey, not for the woman in his home, because actually, guys, like, yeah, the Trump administration is not actually mean. They're not like trying to go after, you know, some poor lady who's living in the governor's home. Well, I don't know, given what he said, maybe they will. But they are actually trying to go after people who have committed crimes here in this country. And so if you as a state are going to get in the way of ICE trying to do its job and arrest people, then you got yourself a little problem, do you not, as Alina so recognizes?
That the governor has on his website currently do's and don'ts for his local state of law enforcement. Those do's and don'ts instruct them not to cooperate with illegal immigrants who have administrative warrants that have been issued by the court after due process saying that they are no longer welcome here. They have gone through the court system. They are to be deported. It is instructing them to go against our federal rules, our executive orders. I have instructed my office today to open an investigation into Governor Murphy, to open an investigation into Attorney General Platkin, who has also instructed the state police not to assist any of our federal, and they list our federal agencies that are under my direction, the FBI, the DEA, all these individuals that are trying to clean up our streets in New Jersey, not to cooperate. That will no longer stand. Pam Bondi has made it clear, and so has our president, that we are to take all violent criminals and criminals out of this country and to completely enforce federal law. And anybody who does get in that way, in the way of what we are doing, which is not political, it is simply against crime, will be charged in the state of New Jersey for obstruction, for concealment, and I will come after them hard.
Boom. Okay. So again, I already went through the litany of constitutional arguments here. You can take it all the way to the Supreme Court, New Jersey. You know what? You don't have the jurisdiction. You just don't.